So, hi everyone, this is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe, and today I'm talking to Morgan Wade, who is over there. This is another transatlantic meeting, and she's over there in Virginia, but I'm not quite sure which town she's in. So, Morgan, hi.
Yeah, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I'm in a town called Damascus, Virginia.
Now, I got a little kind of info with a picture of you from the publicist in the UK. And I looked at this picture and I thought, wow, that's a very intense picture.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
And
the
and
cover.
you can see, I don't know if it's all tattoos or whether some of it is just body art or
It's tattoos.
is tattoos. It was pretty fascinating. And it also looked, I don't know, it's just something about it that looked kind of intense. And then I watched a couple of videos and thought, wow, these songs are pretty intense as well. So, am I being sort of fair to you here? I mean, do you see yourself as an intense person in terms of being a musician?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
definitely. I that's how I view myself.
And how did you get into this? I mean, did you feel driven to be a musician?
Yeah, I mean that's I've always loved music. Um, it's always songwriting has been something that I've been doing since I was a little kid, but I didn't play for other people. It was strictly for me. Uh, there was no telling other people about my music. It was nothing like that. And then I went through a breakup when I was 19, and I decided the best way to win him back was to form a band and play a song, and it worked. And I
Okay.
got him back. And then, but then that kind of was the beginning of the career. I was like, I could probably do this at least a little bit. I didn't think it would get to this point ever, but here we are, several years later.
So I also read that the band, the Stepbrothers. Yeah. Side question: how did you get the name the Stepbrothers?
Yeah, that was the old band. The first one that I had. It basically came down to no one could come up with a name, and the drummer, he was like, "What about the Stepbrothers?" And nobody else could agree on anything. And I was like, "Well, if I come back for band practice next week and no one's come up with anything, it's the Stepbrothers."
Okay.
And no one had come up with anything, so we went with the Stepbrothers, and it fit.
I guess, like I was trying to sort of follow through some videos of you playing. There's a lot of videos on YouTube with you and an acoustic guitar. And I particularly like those one person, one voice, one guitar. It's a very honest way of performing. How do you feel about sitting there with an acoustic guitar? Is that guitar a part of you? Is it going to reflect anything of you, or your soul or your personality?
Yeah, I mean, the guitar, I don't like to call it a crutch because it's not a crutch, but it's most definitely a part of me, and that's been a little bit of the record. There's a couple songs that I did not play guitar on, and it'll be interesting to perform those with the band without me on guitar. Because it's kind of that has been something that I've held on to, and that's been how I've been recognized as the girl with the acoustic guitar. So it'll be interesting to move forward, changing the dynamic a little bit.
The reason I ask is, as a guitar player myself, and I play electric and I play acoustic, but since I was a little kid, I played the acoustic, throughout my life, and it is definitely a part of me. And
Hmm.
sometimes I just feel that the guitar can express, my feelings far better than I can do that for myself. And I was kind of looking at you and thinking, hmm, that's you seem to be like a sort of in a similar place. That guitar for you can express an awful lot. It's not just your voice, but also you're playing. I don't think it's a crutch.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So the the new album or the debut album, if I'm correct,
Hmm.
Reckless, is
Yes.
coming out in March. Is that right?
Yep. Next month.
And do you have anything? I mean, I know these are difficult times at the moment, but do you have anything special planned for the release? Um,
Yeah, we're having. They just announced ticket sales today. We're doing a socially distanced um, release show out in Nashville. So that'll be exciting to get back out there and play a show again. Um, a little different than how I remember it, but I'm excited. So that's the highlight right now. I'm just excited to get out there and be able to
yeah.
play and be in front of people again.
When you recorded the album, were you using studio musicians in Nashville, or was it
Yeah,
something different?
yeah. I used some studio musicians. A couple guys out of Jason Isbell's 400 unit were on there, and then of course Sadler played and played
Hmm.
guitar. Um, and we used a couple different people on drums and stuff. It was cool. Out there, it would just be like, oh, I think we should call such and such because they would be really good to play on this part. And that's the thing with Nashville. Everybody's so talented out there that it's just somebody walking down the street. You can grab them and have them come in and play something, and they can do it great. So it was really cool for me.
So when did you actually record the album?
We finished recording literally a week before we went into the lockdown for COVID. So
Okay,
it's been a year
yeah.
or about a year. And we got lucky to finish it right before everything hit. So it's been a minute.
What about have you did you make any previous recordings, or have there been previous releases before this album?
Yeah, I had kind of like a demo record several years ago. It wasn't anything that I had a producer or anything on. And then in 2019, Sadler and I went and recorded a single the night and released that together. And then there's a couple acoustic songs that I put out with a company called Our Vinyl, and they do a video series as well. So those have been the only things that I've had out. This is like the first real record.
Yeah. So the one video that I've seen from, or the one song I've listened to from the album is "Wilder Days." Can you tell us a little bit more about that? It sounds very powerful to me. It's a very solid sound. Was that what you were after, or was that what Sadler was after?
Yeah, that song, that was like the first song that we really worked on together, and it's been through a lot of different sounds and processes, but we knew it was kind of a powerhouse song and had like a big drive to it, and that's what we really wanted to get out of it. And I think it came along great. I mean, Sadler worked really hard um, on the guitars on there, and he did a really good job,
Yeah, he
putting all that together.
certainly did. No, it sounds great. That is one of your songs, right? But did you write that all by yourself, or was that a joint effort with somebody else?
Sadler and I both wrote Wilder Days together. Yeah. So I kind of came to him with the idea, and then we just kind of worked together and cultivated what you hear now.
What about the other songs on the album? Are they all joint compositions between you and Sadler, or is anybody else involved?
So Paul Ebersole also wrote some with me as well. There's a couple that I wrote on my own. There's a couple that is with Paul, and there's a couple that's with me and Sadler and Paul.
Is that something new for you to be writing with other people, or have you always
Yeah,
done that?
no, Sadler was the first person I ever co-wrote a song with. So now, since working with him, I've written with several other people, but he was my first introduction into co-writing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So tell us about the tattoos. What kind of motivates you to get tattoos?
Yeah, that's a good question. My mother asks me that quite often. Um, yeah, I got my first tattoo when I was like 19, and I don't. There was something about it. I just started getting them, and then now I'm pretty covered in tattoos. I have a very addictive personality,
Okay.
so I tend to just go get a tattoo. I have an appointment tomorrow. I don't know what I'm getting yet, but I'm going. So it's if you don't, that's what I tell people. I'm like, if you don't have any, don't get any.
So I think we've come to the end of our time. I'd like to thank you again for joining us. It's very kind of you to take the time. We
Thank
appreciate it
you.
a lot. So this is Country Music News International. My name's Nigel Sharpe. I've been talking to Morgan Wade this afternoon. Well, I think it's afternoon for Morgan. It's evening for me. It's gone dark outside already. Okay, Morgan, thanks again, and wish you well for the future. And hope to see you over here sometime in
Awesome.
the
Awesome. Thank you.
near future. Okay, take care of yourself. Stay
All
safe.
right.
Stay healthy, and
You
goodbye.
as well. All right. Thank you. Bye.